Hey, after an exciting quarterfinal, the road to the USA Hockey Arena is set. It's time for the semis. Thursday and Friday, finals coming up Saturday. This is Hockey Time.
CHAMPS Hockey Time is presented by Lawrence Technological University, where Blue Devils dare. Also presented by Alta Equipment Company, Michigan's #1 construction equipment provider with over 40 brands. Get the right equipment for your project every time. Also brought to you by the Michigan High School Hockey Coaches Association. For all things Michigan High School hockey, go to the Hub, MIHSHockeyHub.com. National Coney Island, doggone good. The Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. And the Detroit Medical Center. Do you have a sports injury, or are you just looking to take your game to the next level? Go where the pros go. Visit dmc.org/gamechangers.
Welcome inside the State Champs studios for another edition of State Champs Hockey Time. I'm Jonathon Kidd, along with Sean Belegian. Sean, how are you doing today?
Outstanding. I see we have a special guest here, huh?
I know, yes. It's the Division I Men's Hockey Frozen Four Trophy. The Men's Frozen Four is hosted by Michigan State University and the Detroit Sports Commission, and it will be hosted for the first time at Little Caesars Arena in downtown Detroit. Tickets are available now at ncaa.com/Frozen4. Sean, we have a great show in store for you this week. Lots of great action with the quarterfinals.
Unbelievable action. I mean, there was so much drama in the past week. I mean, overtime games, double overtime games, triple overtime games. So much to get into today.
And we'll go to the highlights from this past weekend.
I want to see the passion. I want to see the family out on that ice. One more time. All right, I will make sure it's in your head. To be the best, you gotta beat the best. Let's go do it, boys. Come on.
We start with the Division II quarterfinal out at the Dearborn Ice Skating Center as Trenton takes on the Spartans from Livonia Stevenson. Over 1,200 people were in attendance to watch these teams square off for the third year in a row in the quarters. We picked things up under 6 minutes to go in the first. Trenton on the penalty kill. The junior Hunter Allen beats Livonia Stevenson netminder Brendan Strobel to the puck, pokes it in for the goal. Trojans go up 1-0 after one. Trenton would add to its lead just 37 seconds into the second. Off the draw, it's junior Rory Sapaniak wristing it top shelf for his 9th on the season to put the Trojans up by a pair. Stevenson, looking to get back to the D2 Final Four for the first time in 4 years, would cut into the deficit. 5 minutes later, man advantage, junior Ethan Waldo stuffs home his 9th of the year, and the Spartans now down by just a goal. But the Trojans would regain that 2-goal advantage with under 5 to go in the period. Allen gets it in front to Colin Preston, puts it in the back of the net for his 13th on the year. Trenton heads into the third, leading 3-1. Stevenson had their chances in the final stanza, but it was Trenton netminder and our National Coney Island Player of the Year finalist, Joey Cormier, who was on his game, stopping 33 shots. Too much Trenton in this one. Under 6 to go, Allen once again scoring his second goal of the game. Trenton goes on to beat Livonia Stevenson, third year in a row in the quarters. 5-1 your final. They'll face Heartland in the Division II semifinal.
Last year was kind of special, scored the game-winning goal last year, and then I got 2 this year. So, I mean, pretty special doing it with all the guys, and hey, we bleed blue and gold, baby. Let's go.
Got a sold-out barn out there. All right, sold out. Nothing better to play for right now. Only 8 teams left in the state, boys. Only 8 teams left here. You're one of them.
This is Greg Molson at the Division III quarterfinals. Grosse Pointe University Liggett hoping the third time would be the charm, taking on the 2-time defending Division III state champs, Detroit Country Day, who had already beaten the Knights twice this season. The Yellow Jackets jump in front again with a pair of goals in the first. Lucas Kroll gets this one in the final minute of the period, putting Country Day up 2-0. The Jackets add 2 more early in the second. Jacob Thomas picks off the pass at the blue line, streaks up the ice, and fires away to make it 4-0 Country Day. Liggett comes to life late in the second though, scoring twice in a minute. Will Nicholson with a great move and the great shot going top shelf to cut the lead in half. It was 4-2 going into the third. But Country Day puts it away quickly in the final period. Just 10 seconds in, it's Lucas Kroll with his second of the night to make it a 3-goal lead. And just a minute later, Dallas Hood sets up Logan Gotinski. The Yellow Jackets punching their ticket back to USA Hockey Arena with a 7-2 win over University Liggett. Kroll capping it off with his third goal of the night for the hat trick. The Jackets just 2 wins away from a hat trick of state championships.
It's the most exciting feeling in the world, you know. We got the student section always comes out to Plymouth. To be there 3 years in a row, you know, it's an unbelievable feeling. It's amazing.
I'm Zach Herrick from the West Michigan area. State quarterfinal hockey at Ferris State. Byron Center and Reese Puffer squaring off. The Rockets would draw first blood in the first period. The pass to Matt Herneman, who risks it from the point. He's had a great postseason. It's 1-0 RP early. But the Bulldogs battle back a 3-on-1 into the zone, and it's Logan Nicholas to his older brother Luke, who buries it glove side to tie the game at 1 in the first period. And less than 4 minutes later, BC continues. Trevor Davis with the shot, it's saved, but Nicholas is there again for his second goal of the period. 2-1 Bulldogs after 17 minutes. In the second, off the turnover, the Bulldogs put one on net, and freshman Brady Bright is there to deflect it home. The Bulldogs score 5 unanswered goals in this one to take it 5-1 and advance to the state semifinals on Friday in Plymouth. In Division III, Grand Rapids Catholic Central taking on Midland Dow at Kentwood Ice Arena. After a scoreless and uneventful first period, the Cougars on the power play in the second. Jacob Onstadt throws it in front, finds sophomore Gabe Sova, who puts it home 1-0 Catholic Central. But back come the Chargers. Just minutes later, the puck log-jammed in front until it finds the stick of Ryan Pomranke, who buries that one. We're knotted at 1. But later in the second, the scoring would not stop. Sova again skates in with speed, puts one on net. It gets deflected, and the bouncing puck goes 5-hole for his second. 2-1 Cougars at that point. But in the third, still 2-1, the Chargers tie it up. Billy Van Summeren finds the back of the net. We'd be tied at 2 going into overtime. And in fact, it would take 3 OTs to decide this one. And this time, it sends the Chargers to the state semifinals. 3-2 is the final. They'll face Gabriel Richard Friday in Plymouth.
You will never have another chance to play with the guys to the left and the right again in a competitive hockey game. You don't take care of business tonight.
We go to a Division I quarterfinal out at the Suburban Ice Arena in Macomb as Howell took on Lance Cruz Unified. Howell in the quarters for the first time in 10 years, they would get on the board in the first period on the man advantage. Stefan Franti feeds it to Cam Sturos, and the senior puts in his 10th goal on the season to put the Highlanders up 1-0. Lance Cruz Unified coming off wins over Macomb, Dakota, and Rochester Unified in the regionals to get here. They would even it up with 10 seconds to go in the period. As the senior Jordan Riveria is at the right place to put it in the back of the net, we were tied at 1 after the first. Howell would go on the power play early in the second, and they would capitalize as the senior Brandon Eol shot from the point goes in, puts the Highlanders up 2-1. And they would strike again just a few minutes later as the senior Franti puts in his 22nd goal on the season. Howell now leads by a pair. More from the Highlanders as the junior Trevin Panala would get his name on the score sheet for his 12th on the campaign. Howell takes a 4-1 lead, but Lance Cruz Unified will respond with under 5 minutes to go in the second. Jeffrey Derrymaker goes on in. His first shot is stopped, but then puts in the rebound. Unified down by 2. Lance Cruz looking to cut into the deficit even more on the man advantage. Mason Abate shot is stopped by Ian Badgett. The sophomore had 20 saves on the night. As Howell hangs on to win 4-3 the final, they'll face Saginaw Heritage in the Division I semifinal on Friday night.
Hey, high school hockey fans, join your fellow hockey fans at Little Caesars Arena and witness the top college teams compete for the NCAA National Championship. All session, single day, and group tickets options are now available at ncaa.com/Frozen4 or Little Caesars Arena Xfinity box office. The Frozen 4 experience is something you do not want to miss. You can also take in the Frozen Fest right outside the LCA in the Chevrolet Plaza. The Interactive Hockey Fan Fest is free to the public. Bring the kids or get together with a group of your hockey boys by locking in your chance to see the NCAA Hockey Championship. Tickets available now at ncaa.com/Frozen4.
I admit it. I love working with money, negotiating, and making big decisions. That's why I'm majoring in finance and economics at Lawrence Tech. What's truly amazing about the education here is the small class sizes that give me easy access to my professors who truly care about my future. They even helped me get a great internship. And I was able to fulfill my lifelong dream of playing college golf. Lawrence Tech, where Blue Devils dare.
Hey, it's time for an Ulta Equipment Company main event. Division III quarterfinal matchup between Riverview Gabriel Richard and Chelsea.
Number 83, Jake Emery, what do you want to do?
I'll have another practice set one day.
What about you, Nathan Vasquez?
I want another 55-second drill.
You want another 55-second drill?
Yeah.
Does anybody else want another 55-second drill? Yeah! Go get it! Yeah!
Here we go. Second time in 3 years that Riverview, Gabriel Richard, and Chelsea have squared off in the Division III quarterfinal. Gabriel Richard, looking to make it to the Final Four for the third year in a row, would get on the board just 2.5 minutes into this one. Nathan Vasquez slides it over to Austin Harrison. The senior puts it into the back of the net. Pioneers out to a 1-0 lead. And GR would add another one just 5 minutes later. It's the sophomore Sebastian Potter there in front, puts home his 12th of the year. Pioneers up by 2 after 1. Pioneers with a great chance to increase the lead to 3. They get the puck out to Harrison on the breakaway. Nice move. Shot rings off the post. It remains a 2-0 game. Now, under 5 minutes to go in the second. Pioneers would strike again, as Harrison won't be denied this time, and he puts in his second on the game. Riverview Gabriel Richard now up by 3. Chelsea looking to make it back to the D3 Final Four for the first time in 4 years. Jack Caper gets the puck out of the corner, and the junior goes upstairs for the goal. Chelsea down 2, 3-1. And they were looking to strike again just moments later. Tyler Valek gets it to Corbin Steele, but Richard's senior netminder Drew Adams there for the glove save denial. Still 3-1 as we head into the third. Now, 90 seconds to go in the game. Chelsea pulls the goalie to go 6-on-5, but it would be Harrison from Richard completing the hat trick, scoring the empty netter as Riverview Gabriel Richard goes on to beat Chelsea 4-1 your final. Third straight year that the Pioneers are going back to the Division III semifinals. The main event is presented by the Ulta Equipment Company, Michigan's #1 construction equipment provider with over 40 brands. Get the right equipment for your project every time.
All right, it's time now for our Coaches Corner, brought to you by our friends at the Michigan High School Hockey Coaches Association. It's a special Coaches Corner because we want to shout out all the coaches who have made the state finals this weekend.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea, John, and talk about their staffs as well because, next week, obviously, we're going to do our best to have a conversation with each coach that wins it. I know we've done that in years gone by, so this week kind of pay homage to all of them. I mean, it's a heck of a difficult time to get your team to USA Hockey Arena, and all these guys deserve to be shout out.
And just talk about some of these coaches that, they have to balance their work life and practices and games. Just talk about the process of the day-to-day of being a high school hockey coach.
I have the utmost respect for these guys. I mean, you think about everything that they have to do. They have to be mentor. They have to be babysitter. They have to be facilitator. They have lives of their own. So, I mean, honestly, and this, again, just on a personal note to the parents out there, show these guys the love and respect that they deserve because, they are putting so much into this and really helping us all out in the process.
So good luck to all the coaches and the teams at the semifinals and finals this weekend. And that was our Coaches Corner, brought to you by our friends at the Michigan High School Hockey Coaches Association.
Hi, I'm Laura Ramos from DMC Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine. And today on Game Changers, we're going to be talking about concussion. Did you know that people that had a concussion are more likely to have an ankle or knee injury after that concussion, and actually up to 2 years after your concussion? So here's a vestibular test that you should have before you return to sport. Start by standing with your feet together, eyes are open. Maintain this position for 20 seconds. If you're able to do that, then close your eyes. Maintain this stable position for 20 seconds. Next, open your eyes and stand on 2 foam pads. With eyes open, see if you can hold steady for 20 seconds. If you can, then go eyes closed. 20-second hold, nice and stable. If you can do that, then go to head movements. Eyes open, side to side, forward, backward, and twist, rotate quickly. And then stop, and does she maintain this position and not stagger? Now go eyes closed. Quick head movements, side to side, up and down, twist back and forth, stop, and maintain that position. So if you've had a concussion, come to the DMC to have a vestibular test done to see if you're ready to return to sport.
Do you have a sports injury, or are you just looking to take your game to the next level? Then go where the pros go. DMC Physical Therapy and Sports Medicine. For immediate care, call 313-910-9328 or visit dmc.org/gamechangers. What's up, hockey fans? If you're also looking to get the latest highlights and news in boys basketball, you need to check out State Champs Hangtime, Michigan. We comb the state for some of the best matchups featuring some of the top teams and players. State Champs Hangtime, Michigan is for hoops junkies, and it premieres right here on the State Champs Sports Network and the State Champs app, Thursdays at 5 p.m. Eastern.
All right, it's time now for our National Coney Island High School Hockey Player of the Year update. So, Sean, always extra onions?
Extra onions, that's the way it is. And you know what? We had some interesting conversations on Sunday. A bunch of guys texting each other. But, John, we came to a pretty strong consensus. It wasn't unanimous, but I'll leave it this way. It was a pretty strong consensus about our Final Four.
All right, so on Monday, we revealed that Joey Cormier from Trenton won our online vote, so he is in. So, Sean, who's the other 3 that are going into our Final Four?
Well, as I said, this is a situation where it was pretty much a consensus. I think you start with the fantastic defenseman from Catholic Central, Brendan Miles. He's had a tremendous year. He started in the USHL this year. He's come to Catholic Central. He has made Catholic Central, well, Catholic Central, I think is the best way to say it. Tanner Rowe from Calumet. This is a guy that people were talking up at the beginning of the year. He has done nothing but make his case the rest of the season. And DJ Dixon from Brother Rice, another one of those guys that early in the season people said, hey, you are missing out on this guy. We listened. We got him on the list. So, John, this is something we talk about all the time. And I know we're going to repeat this process next year. Somebody will say, well, why isn't my guy on there? This is fluid. We changed this list a few times this year. 2 of the guys in our Final Four weren't on our list at the start of the year. That's saying something. And
all 4 are in the semifinals this week.
All 4 of these guys have a chance to improve on their resume, and this is a situation where, John, can a guy win this award this weekend? Absolutely he can.
And congratulations to our Final Four in our National Coney Island High School Hockey Player of the Year update. And we're going to reveal our winner next week.
And we're going to be surprising you. Don't forget about that.
All right, Sean, it's now the semifinals out at USA Hockey Arena. It starts on Thursday and Friday.
Yeah, looking forward to it. You know, a lot of the teams we thought would be there. You know, there have been a couple teams that surprised people a little bit, but it's been a great tournament, and it should be a great semifinal and final down at USA Hockey Arena.
All right, we're going to preview the semifinals right now in Division II. Trenton coming off that big win over Livonia Stevenson, taking on Heartland.
Yeah, you know what? It's funny. We've been talking about it. This is Trenton's time of year. They seem to get right at playoff, and you had a feeling they might have a little run in them. I don't know how many people thought that they would get past Stevenson, but get past Stevenson they did. Should be a dandy against the back-to-back champions from Heartland.
And talk about Heartland quick. They've been kind of flying under the radar all season.
Well, you know what? I think that's just the way that Coach Gadwell likes it. You know, they just keep continue rolling. This is going to be a tough matchup for them, though. This is a Trenton team that really played a complete game against Stevenson, and obviously Joey Cormier in the net. Going to be tough to beat Trenton.
All right, so who's your prediction on that one?
I'm going to go with Trenton in that one. I think it's been a great run by Heartland the last couple of years, obviously, but I think Trenton gets it done.
All right, I'm going to go with Heartland on this one because, and no one's been talking about Heartland. They've been flying under the radar. I think Heartland can make it to the state final. So, all right, in the other game, we have Marquette taking on Brother Rice.
Well, you know what? Marquette is a team that a lot of people have been talking about the last couple months and saying, look out for Marquette. We had them in the top 10 for a while. I think they're a really good team, but I've said it pretty much since the beginning of the season. I think that when all is said and done, Brother Rice is going to be the team that wins the championship. I'm going to stick with it. I think we're going to see an all MIHL final in Division II.
Heartland against Brother Rice winning the state final.
Yeah, I'm going with Brother Rice over Trenton in what should be a dandy.
All right, we go to Division III, and this is going to be the semifinal that people are going to be talking about is Calumet and Detroit Country Day.
Unbelievable. I kind of thought this is where it was going to come to, and it did come to just that. Calumet refound its mojo. Not that it disappeared, but I think Calumet looks like the machine that they looked like earlier in the season. And, talking to some people up there, they feel really good. DCD's been on a run for about a month now. I mean, really a little over a month now. I'm going to stick with it. I'm going to take Country Day to take care of business.
I'm going with Calumet. In the other semifinal, you got Midland Dow taking on Riverview Gabriel Richard. Gabriel Richard is back in the Frozen Four for the third year in a row.
What a great job from those guys again. I mean, really, the Pioneers, you tip the cap to Ricky and his entire staff. And, hey, you don't want to dismiss Midland Dow. They have a dynamic player in Luke Blasey. No doubt about that. I think this is going to be a close one, but I'm going to give the advantage to Riverview Gabriel Richard. I just think the been there, done that aspect is going to help them out.
All right, and I got Gabriel Richard taking down Midland Dow, and it'll be Riverview Gabriel Richard taking on Calumet, with Calumet winning the state final. What's your prediction?
I had Riverview Gabriel Richard taking on Detroit Country Day, and my pick from the beginning has been DCD, so I'm going to stick with it.
All right, when we go to Division I, West versus East battle between Byron Center and Detroit Catholic Central.
What a great story for Byron Center. We talked up the Bulldogs. You saw them start to go like this in the last couple of years, but they were able to put it all together. I thought they would be in this spot. Here they are, but they're taking on a machine right now. Catholic Central got themselves right. They are really firing on all cylinders right now. I like the Shamrocks.
And so do I as well. So Catholic Central in the state final game. And in the other semifinal, we got Howell taking on Saginaw Heritage. They just played each other a few weeks back.
What two great stories. I mean, I think a lot of people expected Saginaw Heritage to be there. We talk about Brady Rappoon a lot. How about John Michael Watson? I mean, just practically didn't leave the ice in their win over KZoo. Coach Bamberger told me he played the entire overtime sessions. I mean, tip of the cap to a Warrior like that. And Howell was my don't be surprised if. Here they are. I think led up front by Franti. He's had a tremendous season. Rossi on the blue line. Rocky Johnson's done a tremendous job with the Highlanders this year.
I got Catholic Central taking on Saginaw Heritage in the Division I state final, with CC winning. And who you got?
I'm going to take Howell. I thought before the tournament started, I thought Brighton. Howell knocked off Brighton. I'm going to go with Howell. I mean, Howell's got it going on right now. They're getting productivity from multiple places. So a Highlanders Shamrocks final, pretty cool at USA Hockey Arena.
Oh, yeah, because remember 10 years ago when they filled that place up.
Absolutely.
All right, so good luck to all the teams playing at USA Hockey Arena this weekend.
Today we'd like to introduce you to the MHSAA Student Advisory Council. The Student Advisory Council is a group of 16 student athletes from MHSAA member schools which meets throughout the year and acts as the voice of Michigan's student athletes. In addition to serving as a sounding board for the MHSAA staff and representative council, Student Advisory Council members assist in the planning and execution of student leadership events, such as captain's clinics, sportsmanship summits, and the Battle of the Fans. Council members have helped develop leadership training materials and videos, which have been used nationally, and work with Michigan State University's Institute for the Study of Youth Sports on issues impacting high school sports. They also assist with trophy and medal presentations at MHSAA tournaments, sometimes after actually playing in a championship game. Sophomores interested in being part of the Student Advisory Council can download the application on MHSAA.com.
It's time now for the MHSAA Hockey Clip of the Week, and it goes to Ethan Hawk from Saginaw Heritage, here with a toe drag goal in triple overtime to beat the Kalamazoo Eagles to advance to the Division I hockey semifinal, and that's your MHSAA Hockey Clip of the Week.
All right, so that's it for another edition of State Champs Hockey Time. So, Sean, it's the state finals coming up this week.
Yeah, definitely. We will see everybody at the rink. Action starts on Thursday. Of course, that's Division II, Division III, Division I semifinals on Friday, and then the championship Saturday out at USA Hockey Arena. Really looking forward to it.
All right, and remember, you can follow State Champs on all of our social media channels, and you can download the new State Champs app, and it's available on Android and Apple, and it's also now available on Roku TV, Sean.
Outstanding. Many places to see this show, and certainly we thank you for being a part of it.
And before we leave, we have to send our deepest condolences to the Livonia Stevenson hockey family. Our good friend David Mitchell, his father, Adam Mitchell, passed away on Sunday night. So, Sean, I know you've known Adam, for most of your life, and how much did he mean to you, the Livonia Stevenson community, and also the Michigan high school hockey community? One story I remember that from the Michigan high school hockey day in Michigan was that he always wants to make sure to give the refs their love.
He did so much for the game, and longtime coach. He was a head coach himself back in the day, and I think many people know he worked for the Red Wings and had a special relationship in particular with Scotty Bowman. Most importantly, he was a good man, and the family is going to miss him. The hockey community is going to miss him. Certainly, thoughts and prayers go to the Mitchell family as they continue to mourn the passing of just a great guy, Adam Mitchell.
All right, so our thoughts and prayers are with the Mitchell family and the Livonia Stevenson family, and that's it for another edition of State Champs Hockey Time.
State Champs Hockey Time is presented by Lawrence Technological University, where Blue Devils dare. Also presented by Alta Equipment Company, Michigan's #1 construction equipment provider with over 40 brands. Get the right equipment for your project every time. Also brought to you by the Michigan High School Hockey Coaches Association. For all things Michigan High School hockey, go to the Hub, MIHSHockeyHub.com. National Coney Island, doggone good. The Michigan High School Athletic Association, promoting the value and values of educational athletics. And the Detroit Medical Center. Do you have a sports injury, or are you just looking to take your game to the next level? Go where the pros go. Visit dmc.org/gamechangers.